Hello guys, welcome. So this is going to be a really lovely meditation centering around forgiveness, and I've taken inspiration from a way that Jack Cornfield teaches this or offers it out, and yeah, I've engaged in practices similar to this for a little while, and something about the way that Jack articulated it just really yeah, I guess resonated with me, and so it's something that I wanted to share because I know that I found it helpful. But I'm recording this, you might be able to tell by the Christmas tree. Yeah, it's December, and I know that that is a super intense time of year for so many of us for so many reasons. And I think this just feels quite apt. There's also a huge amount going on in the world at the minute, and it can be a lot to hold. And yeah, this just seemed appropriate today. So you can meditate any way, in any position, I meant to say, that you like. So if you find lying down is much more comfortable, you're welcome to be there. Traditionally, we do it seated just because it seems to be a little bit easier for a lot of us to keep focus. I definitely know when I lie down, I either just want to go to sleep or I can't, I can't focus. So that's why I like to be seated. But you also want to have relative comfort. So see if there are any little things you can do. I'm seated up on a cushion, seated, you know what I'm trying to say? I'm sitting on a cushion. Which basically lift the hips, which is a nice way to take some pressure out your knees, and also out the hips. So have a little play around, see if there are things that you can do to support you. If there's any lights you want to turn down, light a candle or anything like that, these kind of little things can be these really lovely signifiers that you are taking this space for yourself, but also showing this sort of reverence for the practice. Once you have got yourself set up, eyes can be open or closed as you feel most comfortable. And just to find a little bit of release, let's take a couple sighs together. Deep inhale in through the nose. Big sigh out. 2 more big breath in. Release, let it go. 1 more like that. From there, you can just allow the breath start to just find its natural rhythm. And you can take a little bit of time as we begin, just to start to collect your awareness onto the breath. Starting to feel how it flows in the body. And we can use the breath as our anchor, as something to keep drawing us back. If it feels okay, I want to invite you to use the breath firstly just to scan through yourself. If it does feel true for you that you're holding a lot at the minute, perhaps just compassionately acknowledging that, seeing that. Doing your best not to judge it, not to push it away. But just finding a gentleness in the way you kind of witness your experience, what might be present with the breath. Inviting the body to soften, Feel the supports beneath you. And telling the mind, allowing the mind to do the same. Now you can begin to direct your breath, or imagine almost like you were going to breathe in and out of the center of the chest, the energetic heart space. Centering yourself there. Just breathing gently into the heart. Take a moment to feel the barriers that you have erected and the emotions that you carry because you have not forgiven. Whether that's not forgiving yourself, not forgiving others. It's important to acknowledge forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting, and it doesn't mean condoning suffering. You can do everything in your power to prevent more harm, but what forgiveness is it's the release of the burden, any bitterness or hatred that gets stored in the heart, to give you that freedom to move on. Allow yourself now feel the pain that's there from keeping the heart closed. And now continuing to breathe softly, we're going to begin to ask and extend forgiveness. There'll be a few words or phrases that you can repeat in the mind, and just allowing feelings or images that come up to sort of run their course as we repeat these words. We're going to begin with an asking forgiveness of others. If you'd like to, you can repeat these words in the mind, just kind of like a gentle mantra. There are many ways that I have hurt and harmed others. Have betrayed or abandoned them. Caused them suffering, knowingly or unknowingly. Out of my pain, fear, anger, and confusion. Allow yourself to remember and visualize the ways that you might have hurt others. See and feel the pain that you've caused out of your own fear and confusion. Feel your own sorrow and regret. Sense that finally you can release this burden and ask for forgiveness. Picture each memory that still burdens your heart, and then to each person in your mind repeat, I ask for your forgiveness. I ask for your forgiveness. I ask for your forgiveness. If you'd like to stay at this meditation, at this stage of the meditation for a little longer, you're more than welcome to. The next round will be offering forgiveness to yourself. So if you'd like a little longer, feel free to pause the video for now. If you're ready to come to this second round, first just take a moment to come back to the heart. Notice anything that might have arisen. And then again, I'm going to repeat a phrase that you can also repeat in the mind, like a gentle mantra. There are many ways that I have hurt and harmed myself. I have betrayed or abandoned myself many times through thought, word, or deed, knowingly and unknowingly. As those words filter through you, see if you can really feel into your body and the preciousness of it, your life and the preciousness of your life. Let yourself see the ways that you have hurt or harmed yourself. Picture them, remember them. Feel the sorrow that you've carried from this. And sense that you can release these burdens. Extend forgiveness for each one of them, one by one. Repeating in the mind. For the ways that I have hurt myself through action or inaction, out of fear, pain, and confusion. I now extend a full and heartfelt forgiveness. I forgive myself. I forgive myself. I forgive myself. Again, if you'd like to stay in this moment of the meditation for a little longer, know you can. Our third round will be offering forgiveness to those who have hurt or harmed you. So if you'd like to go there today, if you're ready to go there today, first take a moment to come back to your heart. And then again, there'll be a phrase that you can repeat in the mind. There are many ways that I have been harmed by others. Abused or abandoned, knowingly or unknowingly, in thought, word, or deed. Again, if it feels okay, you can let yourself picture and remember these many ways. Feel the sorrow you've carried from this past and sense that you can release this burden of pain by extending forgiveness whenever your heart is ready. Forgiveness often isn't something that can be rushed. So if today isn't the day, we can give ourselves that grace and hope that we may be able to forgive in the future. So this last phrase. I now remember the many ways others have hurt or harmed me. Wounded me out of pain, fear, confusion, and anger. I have carried this pain in my heart too long. To the extent that I am ready, I offer them forgiveness. To those who have caused me harm, I offer my forgiveness. I forgive you. I forgive you. Again, you can stay in this moment in the meditation for as long as you'd like. If you'd like a little more time, feel free to pause the video for now. But when you're ready to let go of any repetition of the words, gently begin to release them, let the body relax. And again, just come back to noticing anything that may or may not have arisen. Perhaps seeing if there might be any gentle release in the heart. And remind yourself, as always, this really is practice. It's not performance, it's not perfection. Things might not have released automatically or released immediately. For some great pains, you may not feel a release, but only the burden or the anguish or the anger that you've held. That's okay. You can just be with that softly. Extend that forgiveness to yourself for not being ready to let go and move on. It can't be forced, it can't be artificial. We just allow ourselves to keep returning to the practice, allow it to really be that practice. We let the words and the work just gradually kind of work in their own way. It's often said that our loving heart is our wise heart. So this practice that is really deeply rooted in a kind of fierce compassion invites us into perhaps these wiser parts of who we are. Now you can deepen the breath a little bit when you're ready to return. If you'd like to take any movements, take any movements. And we'll take the hands to prayer, Anjali Mudra at the center of the chest. Take an inhale. And exhale just to gently bow. Bow in reverence to your heart, your practice, your body, and the practice itself. Thank you for being here today, guys. As always, questions or comments, let me know. Take care of yourselves. Lots of love.